All right, guys, make sure you take notes, pay attention. We are definitely going to be going over quite a bit of stuff on how to run comps in San Diego by an actual appraiser. So take notes, take notes. This is going to show you how to get ARV. Then we're going to go over kind of rehab costs and then kind of get you an idea of what you should buy it for. Okay, give me 1 second. I think the appraiser's
¿Me pasa una sería?
So yeah, guys, make sure you guys are taking notes, and then we're gonna go over. Matter of fact, where is Alex? Alex is here. Good morning, Alex. Good morning. All right, cool. Bye. Good morning, Alex. You there? Can anybody? You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Where's Alex at? Alex.
He's muted.
Yeah, he is muted.
Yo.
And then, all right. So Alex, you do construction, correct? And I think Gil does too. No, Gilbert.
Yeah.
Gilbert is looking to do his first flip. Yeah.
Okay, so y'all both do construction then, right?
Hmm.
Perfect. So you guys can probably get an idea of how much flooring will go, how much would it be to do construction on a kitchen, correct?
Right.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna have you guys jump in for that because what we're gonna do is after we do the evaluations part with Will, the appraiser, we're gonna go over what construction costs will be, okay? And we're gonna do it with our subject property that we're gonna actually use, which is gonna actually be a property that we're already currently selling. So let's go to that. And we're gonna do it based off photos. I know it's kind of difficult, but I think it'll kind of help with this process. So it kind of gives everybody an idea. Okay, you guys see this thing? So just from looking at it, Alex, can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Just from looking at it, right? These pictures. What can you tell me that already needs to be done with this property?
A lot.
I'm listening. Continue.
Give me a second.
I'm sorry, what?
Give me a second. It's because I'm driving right now. I'm on my way home.
Oh, okay. All right. So
Yeah.
Gilbert, are you sitting down or are you driving too?
I'm sitting down, but I don't do construction.
Oh, you don't do construction? Oh,
No, I don't.
I was under the impression you're doing deals with Vic. Is that not correct? What
I
up,
invest-
Will?
Good morning, everybody. Sorry
invest
about
with
that.
what?
I'm a little late here. How you
No,
guys
you're
I just
good.
invest-
Good.
You just
Good.
what?
Thank you for having me.
Hold on, real quick, Will, real quick. You just do what, Gil?
I invest with Vic. I give him private money on his flips.
Oh, so you just put up the capital, he does the work.
Yes.
My guy's passive. Look at him winning. Awesome. Okay, guys. So Will is an appraiser in San Diego. Are you kind of like California, Will, or would you say just San Diego? How would you?
I'm licensed in California. I go everywhere in Southern California pretty much.
Okay.
I've done appraisals as far north as Malibu. I have
Okay.
clients in Santa Clarita, Orange County, LA.
Cool.
Majority of my business is down here in San Diego, but I go
Mhm.
wherever the work takes me. I go out to Boulevard, Imperial. So yeah,
Okay.
wherever I need to go.
Let's do subject property here. This is actually a house that we have listed as an ovation.
Okay.
We might end up just taking this down and fixing it ourselves if the spread works.
Okay.
We do have it for way cheaper, but maybe doing this as a subject property. But I mean, obviously, before we do that, let me have you do an introduction, and then if you want to just go over what you go over, guys, make sure you're taking notes. This is fire information. If you're not writing it down, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. All right, go ahead, Will. All yours,
So-
bro.
All right, thank you, Dante. I appreciate it. So is there a way to share screen here where you guys can see what I'm looking at? I think that would kind of be easiest. So you guys can
Yes.
kind of see
Should be able to
screen share.
should be able to hit screen share, and if you need sound, go ahead and hit that checkbox as well.
Cool. So what I'm sharing here, this is the San Diego MLS page. Anytime property is on market, it's going to be here on the MLS. And this is where I, as an appraiser, I come to get most of my information when it comes to an adjustment on a report. So whether it's finding a market time adjustment, condition, quality of construction, ADU, all of that is pretty much going to be determined right here within the MLS. So let's say somebody wanted, I'll take my zip code where I live here. So let's say here in where I'm located, I'm in central San Diego, like La Mesa area. Say if you want to find out, you want to put your single family residence on the market, you know what, a big question, or one of the main questions I get from realtors a lot is, hey, Will, is the market going up or down? So this is something anybody with MLS access can do. So say we're putting up a single family house here in La Mesa. So here in the residential styles, you put what kind of, so whether it be attached, detached, condo, say we're looking for the detached market, and you can you know, plug and fill with all these, whatever zip code you want to use. So let's go to 91942. Market area, you can ignore, and all we care about in terms of market time, because we're not in the business of predicting the future, we're looking at sold statuses and whether we want to go back 1 year from today. Say we're putting the house on the market today, our close of escrow date is what we're going to be concerned with, not the listing date. The reason that is because the lender, their bottom line is based off of the close of escrow date. So let's go back 1 year from today, and we'll find what the median, let's say this is you know, 1,000 square foot house, a two bedroom, 1 bath here in La Mesa, just a very, very small house. And ideally, what an appraiser is trying to do, we're trying to find the most similar comps. So if we don't have to expand our parameters, we're not going to. So ideally, in this initial search, when I bring up my comparables here within La Mesa, if you pay attention, so we have 55 sales here within the last year, right? So let's just say, for argument's sake, this house was built in 1980. We're going to want to give a 15-year difference on the age of the home, and I'll go back into that a little bit more in a second. I'm sorry, so if it was more 19, or if the house was built in 1980, we'd go from 1965 from year built to 1995. Does that make sense? So, and we can see, all right, we only have 1 sale here within La Mesa. So immediately we're going to delete our age, and we're going to try to keep, based on the age of the subject property, we're going to adjust accordingly. So we'll pick a random house here on the map. So let's say I'm appraising 8130 Laird Street here in La Mesa. First thing I'm looking for is, I see this comp here is on what we'd call like a residential street. What you would see on a conventional appraisal report. If this house was located, say, on Aztec, here right on the corner, we would call this a feeder street, and that typically would be a negative adjustment. So when you're picking comps, no matter what kind of property it is, if it's on a cul-de-sac, try to find houses that are on a cul-de-sac. We're trying, what the appraiser is concerned with is what you as the buyer are going to pay for. The color of the house, what the color of the cabinetry typically is not going to have an effect on value. Location, view, condition of the property, and updates. Pool, craftsman style pool, something like that. That's where your value is going to be found. So I see this, say our subject property is $799. Just off a glance, I'm already seeing a couple properties here within this general vicinity. So I would comb through these properties here and find, so if I just real quick, see if I can bring up these photos here. You can see that this is a pretty much an updated property. I have to put in the MLS number in order to get the photos. So do that. Sorry, this is being. Let me copy this. So for the sake of time, what we'll do here, everybody can see, kind of zoom in here. This is a, pretty updated property appears to be. So an appraiser, we're trying to bracket as much as we can and find, if say this property is in average condition, ideally, we're trying to find a fixer and a remodel to show what is the difference between that market. And how we find an exact adjustment here. So say we have this house, 8130 Laird Street, sold for $799, and it doesn't have a pool. If we had a house right across the street that was the exact same and had a pool, but that sold for $840, we know we have a $40,000 adjustment for the pool. So what that's called in the appraisal term is paired sales analysis. And that's one thing I explain in my reports, is how all the adjustments come to be, where I got my numbers from. It's easier to explain. So let's say, going back to our time adjustment, right? We'll look, make a note of this. This can apply to any market. So to find a market time adjustment, find out whether market's going up or down. I see in the last year, the median home sale price was $735, and I can just adjust this back 1 year. $732.5, right? So just on a yearly basis, we can say here in La Mesa, for these single family detached properties, around about 1,000 square feet, values have been stable over the last 2 years. So, and we can play with these numbers and we can find monthly trends, yearly trends, depending on what type of appraisal is taking place. So there's one other thing I wanted to show you guys here. If anybody has access to tax records, this is as an appraiser a better way to pick comps. But realtors primarily are only going to have access to the MLS. So I like to explain how to pull comps on the MLS. So we can find what is this doing here? Let me minimize this. Give me 1 second. So if we have 8130 Laird Street as our subject property, or was that? We're going to go back and find properties that are ideally all updated. Maybe one that's a fixer. When you have a remodeled property like, you know, the one I just showed on Laird, you know, you're not going to find a, you know, a mansion style home with the highest end amenities in a place like La Mesa. So an adjustment like that wouldn't be possible. So I would comb through here and find, you know, what are the best comps. But a little bit easier way to find just a value range. If you have Parcel Quest, this is really just an appraiser website where I go to see tax records of properties, or not tax records, excuse me, where I can see transaction records of properties. So when deeds transferred, so this is a property I did here in La Mesa recently. So if you guys ever have a question like, hey, Will, what do you think the value is on this property? You know, just shoot me a text or phone call, be like, hey, this is the address. Hey, what do you think the value range is? So for this property, typically, I want to stay within 15% of plus or minus the GLA. I want to be 6 months back, and I want to stay within ideally, you know, a half mile, quarter of a mile, or 3/4 of a mile, excuse me. But as you can see here, I don't have any comp results. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to 20%. I'll go to 8 months back. I won't adjust much, and I'll go to a mile out and see where that gets me to. And so it's a little bit better now, but it's still not enough. And the analogy I like to give is we want to have enough information to where we can, you know, have a educated guess on what the, you know, market is doing. But too much information can also be a bad thing, because what appraisers can end up doing is called fishing for value, where, and I see it all the time from realtors, where they're sending me comps that are in a better zip code that, you know, are 25% bigger than the subject property. Whereas, you know, if I were to run this search here and I get 12, 13 properties, I'm not going to go any further, because all the information I need is going to be within that cluster of homes right there, if that makes sense. So if you were going to go out for, let's say, Indian food here in San Diego, and you've never been anywhere, been to any Indian restaurants, you'd probably look up best Indian restaurants in San Diego, and you probably only concern yourself with, you know, the top maybe 3, 4, or 5. You're not looking at, you know, 12, 13, and 14. You know, I don't have, as an appraiser, I don't have time to look at, you know, 50 comps for every single property, right? And so what we want to do is we want to get an accurate number of the market. So, but we also have to adjust our parameters accordingly as an appraiser. So ideally, on a smaller property like this, you can see that, you know, going 25% on a small 900 square foot property or 840 square foot property, you know, the difference between 800 square feet and 1,200 square feet is a lot. Difference between, 3,000 feet and 3,500 feet isn't that much. So it's understanding what's in the market and what makes the most sense. So in this situation where I still don't have enough comp information, I'm gonna go back to 12 months and I'll go out to 1.5 miles. And I'm already at 20%. So here you'll see I've got everything I need right here, right? So I'm gonna stay in the 91942 area code, and the first thing I want to do is I want to do distance. And so if you guys say, Dante, you called me and said, hey, well, what do you think the value of 5646 Aztec Drive is? I'd probably tell you it's in the range of like 7 to 8, just 7, maybe 7.7, just kind of looking at this here without seeing any of these numbers up close. So
guys, one thing just to interject,
Go
one
ahead.
thing I want to tell you too is instead of just hitting Will up and saying, hey, Will, what's this house worth? Try doing what he's teaching you first and see how close you came to his number to
Mhm.
get you better at running comps. So, I mean, he's not going to always be available to just run comps for y'all. So just FYI.
Yeah, and I think probably the MLS would be a little bit better tool in navigating this. So let me go back to the MLS, and we'll just run a quick what was that property
Let's do the
was that an
subject one.
on-market deal?
It is an on-market deal, so it does need work. It's gonna be 7084 Barton Street.
Does it what's the zip code for San Bernardino? Where is it?
Oh, okay, hold on one sec, let me check. Had the address.
This is a detached home, correct?
It's a house with a detached garage, yeah, and it's
Okay.
I think it's been rezoned for multi-residential, but
Okay. Oh yeah, I think that would be another great thing to touch on here. So
awesome.
let's go to San Bernardino
So let's do here, Barton
zoning
Street.
map. Yeah, so it's
Zip code's
literally
gonna be
this-
92404.
Okay. Yeah, really quick. I'll get that again from you in a second. I apologize. Really quick. So if you guys want to find out the zoning for any property, just type in the city and say zoning map. Oh, yeah, San Bernardino, they do have a cool one. Where you just type in the address. And it will tell you what the zoning is. So we'll find out together here. How do I source that? Click here to enjoy full size. That's what I'm trying to do. Click here to open zoning. Oh. So I'm sorry, what is the address of this property?
7084 Barton
Mhm.
Street.
Barton
Mm-hmm.
Street. So it should pop up here. You can see on the side, you can search by address, parcel number. Typically parcel number is going to be a little bit quicker. Just because I don't know why. I think there's just less of them, I would assume, but did I spell 7084 Barton?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, it should come up with a little pop-up here, huh? Let me see here. So when that doesn't work, maybe this one might be part. That is very weird. So, in a situation like this, I would go to my map. I would find 7084 Barton, because I don't know where this is. Because I can find the zoning, so it's. Oh, so it's just south of the 210. Okay. I believe Barton is one of these here. There you go. We can actually see the so you can see it's the zoning is RU. I believe this is for Barton. Let me see. Was it right below the Highland Avenue? Let me see here. Yeah, it's right below Highland
believe
Avenue, right
so.
along Paris Hills Park.
Would an APN work?
No, so I mean, it's right here.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's zoned RU. So why can't I get one of these
Oh, it's
parcels?
zoned RU, not RM.
Yes, so we can go and we can find out. RU. Sam,
Bernardino.
Bernardino, right?
Nakia, we got a buyer for San Bernardino. Is that what you're telling me in the notes?
Hmm.
Is that what you're telling me in the notes? You got a buyer for San Bernardino?
No, I'm saying
Oh, give it to Will.
no. I was saying because when I heard of San Bernardino, I thought it was nice, and everybody was saying, "Oh, it's hood."
No, San Bernardino is definitely, yeah. Some parts of San Bernardino County, but the actual city itself, not so many nice parts.
Yeah, so I was like, "It sounds nice," and everyone started laughing at me.
Actually got to walk that barn house. Remember, Dante?
Oh yeah, that's right.
What happened with that dude yesterday?
Um, which one? We'll talk offline. Let's finish this.
All right.
Sorry, my dog was growling there, being a little.
You're good. You're good.
So I haven't, honestly, in this situation, I'm looking for the zoning, where it's gonna give me more information on the zoning. In this
Okay.
situation, I wanna be able to tell you guys like what exactly you can build here.
Right. That would actually be very useful.
But
Let's
yeah,
try.
I
You want to try?
don't.
You want to try a different property for us if that one's not working?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
gonna be. It's gonna be an Oceanside though, so different county.
okay,
So 322 Garfield Street, Oceanside.
Oceanside zone.
And you think we could ask like OpenAI or ChatGPT what the zoning is for that place?
You can try. Go jump into one of them and see if it'll do it.
Yeah, you can, well, I guess with Chat GPT, I mean, I actually, yes, can you, I haven't used it. For zoning because there's so much zoning change going on here in the San Diego that's just taken effect in the
Sure.
last like year and a half. And I believe like Chat GPT, it only goes up to like beginning of like 2021 or 2022, something like that. And a lot of like these SB9 zoning changes and like ADU bonus programs have all gone into effect in these last 2 years. So I don't know if that would be able to help you.
Okay.
But try it, and we can, we'll cross-reference and let me know, because yeah, I mean, if you can just ask Chat GPT to do it and they can, get it right, why not use that? So I'm sorry, what is it? What is that address one more time?
It's gonna be 322 Garfield Street.
Garfield.
Wow,
RS?
look at that. Yes, sir.
So yeah, just single family residential, depending on the size of the lot. Do you know how big the lot is?
I wanna say 7,800.
Okay,
Confirm
so
that.
you
Hold
got
on.
you're allowed at least one ADU under the California ADU bonus program. And with SB9 allows you, depending on the zoning, to build
Okay.
at least one ADU
Mhm.
on your lot, given you have enough land. And then certain cities have gone above and beyond, like down here in San Diego, and I can do some more research. I'm pretty sure Oceanside, you're only allowed one ADU,
Okay.
maybe two,
Okay,
depending. One second, I apologize.
you're good.
Sorry, I got
So,
little
okay,
guard
so you're
dog.
ready for this, Will?
Yes, sir.
It's actually a triplex that was unpermitted units B and C.
Okay. So you have, huh.
Right? Would not
It
do it.
might,
Okay, so let's do this. What's a comp on a 3-2? Because the original main house, if I were to knock down both units, would be a 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? It would be a
Let's
the main
it would be
house
a
is a 3-2
so it'd be a 3-2
with one ADU.
so it's a 3-2 with 2 attached units. So and they're each 1 bedrooms, 1 bath, but it's like a super small, like 250, 300 square foot.
And there's 3 separate meters on the property.
No, the meters are actually all on one. So that's another issue that was, so keep in mind, these are not permitted. So we
Okay,
having to get it up to code, but we bought it unpermitted for a discount and also a creative deal. But if I were to, let's say, tear down the 2 units and then just leave it as a 3-2 with the buildable ADU, what would that be worth?
so we would just pump out, I don't know off the top of my head. I
Well,
can
that's
get
what I'm saying.
back to
If
you
we
with
could,
a
if
number. Yeah, so
okay,
what you're gonna be looking at is, so in terms of the city still considers that a single family residence because there's only 1 meter on the property. So one of the previous owners, yeah, because it was unpermitted, they went and did their own thing. So if you're gonna go back and rebuild that and make that into 2 separate units, are you looking to permit that? Or what's your game
yeah,
plan there?
I am. Yeah, so
So,
we're looking to get it up to code is going to be the goal.
so yeah, then you're gonna be required, every unit's gonna have to have their own separate water and gas meter. Unless,
Right, we
believe-
figured that out already.
yes,
We're actually looking to see if we can get it rezoned for a triplex and then get it up to code with what's already built there, but based off this map, that might not be possible.
it could be. I want to connect you. I'm gonna send you another guy's number here who understands zoning more than I do, and I
Okay.
don't want to tell you something that's wrong. So I'm gonna send you his number.
Perfect.
And yeah, send that question over to him, because I don't, if it's legally, let me just a second. I have an Oceanside ADU bonus program.
I like bonus program. Tell me more. Actually, all right, no, let's, we're getting off topic.
Yeah, I
Let's
will.
stay-
Yeah, I'll send you.
okay,
I'll
we'll
send
talk-
you more information
Yeah.
on that.
Let's just,
so
let's
here-
talk offline, because I
Yeah,
would,
so on this property, you're looking at about one, for sure, one ADU is permissible.
right,
But other than that, going through the permitting process is gonna be a little bit different.
right.
Because you're trying to get a rezone or a special permitting. So.
That's okay, so
I'm not
that's,
sure
yeah,
how-
that's
how
fine. I've
quick
already
Oceanside
been working,
works.
I just figured, I wanted to see your knowledge on it, but let's just say if we were to comp it as a regular 3-bedroom, 2-bath for that area,
Mhm.
okay? How would we go about the comp process for the viewers that are wanting to know how to properly comp? Because the main goal is to try to figure out ARV. And then
Mhm.
from there, we have some people in here that not only do construction, but, obviously know what the cost of materials would be plus labor. Adding a GC fee if they had to add a GC fee and hire a GC, so you can get a very accurate number of what they need to buy this property at. So does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's go to the MLS here, because it's gonna be detached. What's that zip code in Oceanside? It's
92054.
92054.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the fun part about being an appraiser is the unpermitted. The unpermitted properties we come across because a lot of times it's not accounted for in the MLS and we discover it on property. Sometimes like realtors try to hide it and sometimes they don't. So bear with me here. It could be finding a detached, finding a 3-2 with, 2 unpermitted attached ADUs might be a little difficult. In that case, there's probably not going to be, any recognized market value for, if you were to try to resell it as is, the market's not going to respond to that. Or the appraisal report won't respond to it either. Just because we can't prove it on the open market. So, what is the square footage of the subject property?
The full square footage,
Yeah, of this Oceanside property.
I believe altogether 1950.
What about
Okay.
the main house?
Main
Is that
house is 3-bedroom,
1950?
2-bath. No, it's gonna be 1600, 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
Okay, so let's go 1600 times 8. So we're looking, we'll go 20% to make sure we get good comps, or get enough comps, excuse me. We can take this down to like 15%, if need be. So let's go 1280 on the square footage. And this is literally what I do. So I do 1600 1.2 because I'm too lazy to do math right now. 1920. And so 3-bed, and then so then we come here and then it was 7084 Barton, right?
Yeah. What, no, for the Oceanside one?
Yes, sir.
322 Garfield.
3022
Mhm.
Garfield. Excuse me. Oops. Why is this? It's glories of using the MLS sometimes. It can be can be a pain. I get put over
I
here.
love MLS. It does come
It's
in
great, and
handy.
sometimes it has a mind of its own. It's
Mhm.
I can doesn't work the way it was intended. So I do give feedback to the MLS. Maybe like, hey, this is some of the stuff we got to get fixed here. So it was 3022 Garfield. There we go. And then we can set our mile radius to 1 mile, right? And then we will run our search here. So we already see we have 20 comps, right? Within our mile radius. And then we can look at this, sort this however we want. I always, I'm looking at close of escrow date. The most recent comps are going to be the most comparable. So you said this was a fixer, correct, Dante, the Garfield property?
No, it's actually turnkey. It's
Okay,
completely turnkey. So it's I mean, you look at the front yard. So essentially, wholesalers tried to sell it, they couldn't move it. So I ended up getting it for a creative deal. We essentially
Okay.
just taking over the mortgage and then working on getting the permits up to code. And I'm keeping it as a rental.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, getting it up to code will be the but does the inside, does it kind of look like this property in terms of like updates? Is it?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah. So I also have video of unit B and C too, if you wanted to like see that. But essentially, yeah, it's
Okay.
fully turnkey.
fully
Like there's
remodeled, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, whether everybody, I mean, pretty much it's funny, like that's why I always ask for um what property are we talking about specifically, because I see so
Mhm.
many properties and you'd be shocked how many properties look the same.
Mhm. They're all a lot of
And
cookie
it's just,
cutters.
yeah, the appraisal reports and get a little repetitive sometimes, because I mean, everybody has, updated wood flooring, updated cabinetry, these the quartz countertops, tile backsplash. It's very common, the pendant lighting with the fireplace. So I'm already seeing here this one 1451 Machado Street. Most recent comp sold for 1.4. Just at a glance, so we can look through, and I would just get a quick idea. So this one looks, updated as well, no major damage noted. So, that would be a fine comp. Maybe this one, I would assume, sold for, just over $1 million, probably needs a little bit of work. I would say probably not updated. Yeah, what? So yeah,
So
I
that
mean,
was
this
a
one,
million. That was sold for $1 million with no
this sold,
updates.
yeah, this one sold on 8/30/22. Oh shit, I was going I apologize. I had we should be using these comps. A little bit different. Sorry. See, these are the oldest comps that sold last July. We should be concerned with comps that just recently sold.
How far back would you say you go? 6 months, 90 days?
So we can play with it. So I see I have 20 comps. I probably don't need to go back. Let's go back to 01/18/2023. Let's see what's happening. So we have 9 comps. I'd probably work with this actually. 7 3 4. Okay. So pretty much everything has happened. Everything's happened, basically from April on. This was on March 29th.
What if
Yeah.
I took out a wall and added square footage to the house, instead of it making 2 units, make it into a 5-bedroom house or a 4-bedroom house with a bathroom?
So it'd
What would
be
you
19. So it'd be
Let's say 19, let's say 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 1950.
Okay. So yeah, then what I would do, yeah, so I'd be pulling a different comp set. So here, this
Mhm.
is what we are, you know, here you might be, you know, a million. But here, if we
Okay.
go, 1950, I'll take 80% of that, that's 1560. And then 1950, 2340.
So in a 3-3, we're probably worth more like 800,000-900,000, right?
So it's
Yeah, so
still,
3-2.
yeah,
Okay.
so we're still getting, so let's go close of escrow date.
It's saying 3-2, so in the last 6 months for
So maybe,
860.
so, yeah, I mean, it looks like on the absolute, I mean, this was also, you know, the very first sale of the season. You know, everything here, it's looks like it's
Oh.
pretty,
I know Marshall
looks like
Street.
it's come down. You know, just a general market, all these have, you know, continually come down pretty much over the
Okay.
last 4 months or so.
So that 1.4 probably is not 1.4 anymore. It's probably like lower.
Yeah, so we can, yeah, so what we can do here, so we can find the marketing time, find out, hey, let's go, let's find out what's happening in Oceanside right now over the last, and do you want to do 6 months? Do you want to do a year? How do you want to do it?
I want to do what you think would be the accurate valuation of the properties. So because how we buy properties is the numbers, right? So
Yeah.
we
So
want to make
what-
sure our comps, obviously we want to be conservative too with the comps, right? We don't want to overdo it. Like, for example, I don't want to just go straight for the 1.4 and be like, that's the valuation when there's two obvious 850, 950, right? That need to be considered. So I think hyping on that with a lot of the newbies that we have on here, a lot of people when they're comping properties, they are comping the highest and best property as an evaluation, which you and I both know is not the case always.
Yes, it can, yeah, it can really, it can lead you down a dangerous slope. And you know, appraisers, we walk a fine line. Like I never, you know, appraisal bias, it's a huge concern right now within the, you know, just the national landscape of things. You saw the Biden administration, they launched a, you know, program to help, you know, the appraising community. But, you know, from an individual appraiser perspective, there is nothing for me to gain in undervaluing a property for somebody. I have everything to lose by overvaluing a property. If Dante, I told you, hey, that's worth 1.4, no problem, you go buy that. And then, you know, you go to resell it and you can't get 800 for it, you know, you're going to be coming for me. So
Right.
it's a fine line. I'm going to tell you what the market says. I'm not going to lie to you. The market is what it is. So I do tend to be a little bit conservative in my numbers, whereas, you know, I will, you know, my appraised value, where I know if you put it on the market today, like you're going to get, you know, at the bare minimum that amount. So appraisers will disagree. It's okay for appraisers to disagree depending on the value of the property within about like 5 to 7%. If like we're more than like, you know, if we're getting like that 7, 8, 9, 10% range, then like, yeah, that one of them might have done something wrong. So so in a situation like this where the market, we don't really seem to know what's going on. but let's do a monthly increase or a monthly trend over the last 6 months. So first thing you want to do is get rid of this search radius because we're going to be concerned we're going to be concerned about the entire market in Oceanside. So here we're looking at detached properties, same zip code, we're looking at sold statuses. What, like I said earlier, whether this is apartment, you change that. So we'll say I'm appraising this property today and I'm looking for monthly trend. I would say I wanted to find since the beginning of the year. So we'll go 02/18 2023, and it's a little bit of a tedious process. So I see the median as of 2/23 was 1.19. And then the next thing I would do here, I would just take the next 30-day data set. So I would go from the 19th because the reason why I changed this date is because I ended on 2/18. I don't want to include any potential sales in the next month's data sample. So then we'll look at it as of March. It was 1.35 or 1.385, excuse me.
Okay, so let me ask you something real quick. We
Yes, sir.
use, a lot of us are not licensed realtors,
Okay.
so we're not gonna have access to MLS. Okay,
Okay.
so we utilize a tool called PropStream, which obviously there's not anything that's ever gonna be as accurate. Here, unshare your screen. There's not gonna be anything that's inaccurate or as accurate as MLS, which we know that. But if we could try our best, so for example, you can see my screen, right, guys?
Yes.
Okay, so let's say, for example, Garfield Street, Oceanside, boom, pops up. So with PropStream, we'll do is we'll click on the property, and then down here we got comparables and listings nearby. So now that you've already ran comps, okay,
Okay.
I'm typically gonna go probably 3 to 6 months back.
Can you, okay, so okay, you're basically able to do the same thing. I'm able to do. So,
Almost.
yeah,
Okay.
ideally, you want to stay within 6 months,
Mhm.
15% of the GLA,
GLA
with
being what? The square
the gross
footage?
living area, or
Okay,
the square footage.
okay.
So, I mean, if you make it 3 months, make it 3 months. If you can get 10 sales all within the last 3 months, I don't even need to concern myself with what happened in, January and February. But based on just market trends, sometimes I need to, I need to go back 2 or 3 years.
So, and then you do the date of closing, right? So it's like the closing date. So this
Yes,
is
sir.
how we're kind of close to around the same numbers that you had. Oh, but these are condos.
Condos. So is there a way to adjust the property type? Yeah. So property type, single family. Yes, sir.
And then I think we can even go and look to see who bought cash on this. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, so look at this though, but see, you had an accurate number. I saw 1.4, 1.5. I'm looking at this and there is not much. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like
Yeah,
at all. This data is
so
way off.
I just on the surface level, I would say that's probably I mean,
Hella
before
conservative.
you remodel. So if we go back and we do an ARV,
Mhm.
Say it's so if you were to just leave it as a 5-4, you're probably looking at, yeah, maybe. I mean, depending on when it's completed,
Mhm.
you know, you maybe 950, 975 is, you wouldn't see my value being higher than 975. So say these were all great comps. My number would be somewhere between 750 and 975. I'd probably throw out that 535. That might have been like a family member, or like just probably a sale. Like there's probably a reason it sold for 535. I'd look at it, but
Mhm.
just for argument's sake, let's say.
Oh, Holly Street, that's the east side.
Mhm.
So, okay, so you know what? It shows it right here. So if we're looking here on the freeway, Holly Street being number 3, where's it at?
Is
Yeah,
going
so
to
that's on the
be up
east side.
there in the
So
top
we're
left.
on the right. So we're on the west side of the
Yeah,
freeway.
west
When you
side
go
of the
to
freeway.
you
Yeah,
go
so
to the
that's
east
good.
side,
That's a huge beneficiary you
okay,
have being
Opposite
on the west side of the
175.
freeway. I don't think any of those comps are on the west side of the freeway.
so we don't have any comps then essentially.
Yeah, so we gotta, yeah, exactly.
Go
So let's
further back.
go. Yeah,
So
you.
if my guys, so let's say the guys are calling, right, and they're using PropStream,
Mhm.
and there's nothing popping up, like at all. Maybe 2 to 4 family. Here you go.
It's all,
I
yeah,
mean,
that's all South
fuck.
Oceanside.
Yeah, that is South O. Okay, so you're familiar with the area.
Yeah, I'm from San Clemente originally. I used to come down to Oceanside and
Okay.
surf all the time. So.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm actually born and raised in South O.
Oh,
So
no shit. Small world.
yeah, yeah. So, but this is weird. So this is my concern is trying to get a proper evaluation when we don't have MLS value, obviously without having to, you bother a realtor or something. I mean, fuck.
Honestly, like pulling, if you were to send me, just an address and you'd be like, hey, well, can you pull comps for this
Like just a
property?
quick rough draft, like a quick rough draft
like,
conservative.
yeah,
Okay.
just very, very, very quick. Take me, kind of like what we just did here. Like I'd go look through all the photos, make sure you have condition. I would go through, make wholesale adjustments. But I could give you like sometimes people need to know, is it on closer to 850 or 950?
Yeah. So I guess worst case scenario, we could just do our best to try it on here and then just, have somebody send you an email with the address with what they thought ARV is.
And just verify it with
Okay.
me.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
I'm happy to do that.
What's
there's-
the rough turnaround time for that? Is it like a day, 2 days?
It depends on how busy I am, and how many appraisals I have going on at the current time. Honestly, if I'm sitting down at my computer, like I'll do it right then and there. So it could be like anywhere from 5 minutes or like a day.
Okay.
Typically if I go out in the field, I'm not gone for more than 2-3 hours. So, and that pulling comps, it's not something I'm able to do. It's only something I'm able to do on my computer. So when I'm out in the field, I try to, because the market is slow right now, I try to just do all my inspections on one day. So if I am out of the house, it's just for one day instead of like 3 hours every day. So about I'd say within the business day, 100%.
Riley, are you referring to the drawing tool you use in Privy? Riley had a question where she asked if we could use a drawing tool. I believe MLS does have a drawing tool, does it not?
I was talking about yours. Your map. Your map has a drawing tool. No, on the bottom. The other one. The one where it showed you where the property was. So that way you're able to just circle where the subject property is. That way you're not expanding outside of it too much. So that
Oh,
way
you
it
mean
controls
here?
your comps. So go
Mhm.
down, yeah,
Oh,
to your
you're
left
right.
corner.
Yeah, so
So-
yeah, there
Okay, I
is a
see.
way. Yeah, so
So
you
here.
can, yeah, just look in comps in that area.
Say-
Yeah,
So that
that's, I
way-
like this. What is the,
Prop
do you
stream,
pay monthly for this? Is this a yearly?
Yeah, it is a, it's a,
$97 a month.
yeah, it is a monthly subscription. I do like this because, so one thing here, let me see if I can find. It'll show you, I know MLS does it, but I don't think they do it for out of state. Let me find somebody that has it though. I don't think they have it.
Yeah, I
Here
don't
you go,
have
link
access
properties,
to
boom.
out-of-state properties, but I
So-
could comp out-of-state stuff. That's, if
That's
I.
fine. I just, it's very, so I actually talked with an appraiser in Texas, and so your, appraisal is very similar to theirs. So I feel like it's kind of there's a generic all around. But see, with PropStream, it gives us addresses that they might have out of state, right? So like these obviously are only in or in Arizona. But I might
Okay.
be able to pull somebody's address out in California and then realize they got a property in Texas and Florida and wherever, right?
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah. So this is a pretty cool tool to use. It's got a lot of data on it that allows us to be able to use for leverage. So like, for example, check this out. We go mortgage and transactions. Look at this. They got a 2.7% interest rate with the loan balance of 652. I just took over this rate, by the way, and I gave them their
In-
asking price with giving them I did a super creative deal on this. We're gonna see how it goes. I'll let you know the end result. But
Okay,
look,
yeah.
look
yeah,
at this info
please.
here, and then you can see when they purchased it, how much they purchased it for in the
Okay,
these
Yeah,
are
so it's-
disclosure states.
okay, yeah, so that's, I mean, so it's kind of it's kind of like a tax records and,
Mhm.
and MLS all rolled into one.
So
Yeah.
before having, so before this, you used to have to go to the tax records spot to be able to like, try to get the information that you needed, but yeah, it's definitely made things easier. Let me try to see if I can
Yeah, I
do.
might, I think you might have sold me on this. I'll follow.
I'm
Yo,
telling you, bro, I sent you a link. You get 7 days free to play around with it, bro. Let
Yeah,
me
I
know if I
think,
can
yeah,
help you out.
I'm gonna do that here.
Hey,
Um,
Dante,
Yeah.
Jesse just sent me another foreclosure.
Is that the
wanna look
REO
at
guy?
it?
All right,
Yeah,
let's
you
do it
wanna
right now. Let's do a lifetime. Is it out here?
Yeah,
Oh,
Palm Desert.
shoot. Palm Desert. All right, cool. So now we got Will on. Will, you want to hear me try to see if we can close something while we got you on, or you got
Yeah.
somewhere to go?
no, I'm good right now.
Cool. All right, yeah.
I'm
I'm
shoot over
sorry,
the info.
Dante, but I heard you say the word try. I'm gonna need you to pull that word out of your dictionary.
With that said, Miss Christine, I hope you're still dialing.
No, I'm paying attention. I can't do
Okay.
two things at once.
All right, let's see. Boom. This has negative equity, sir. All right, so boom, check this out. Living trust person, I'm assuming passed away. No heirs came by to buy it, and they got foreclosed on a 4.5% on a 795 loan purchased in 2016. What do you think this house is worth, guys? All right, let's do this. Everybody take 5 minutes and use your prop stream or your privy and tell me what you think this property based off Will taught you on what this property can be comp wise. Okay. I'm gonna put a timer. Hey Siri, set a timer for 5 minutes. When you guys hear,
Wait, so it's sold for 813? Is that right?
looks like for cash. No, it looks like it sold.
What's it saying up there? Last year's on
Oh shit, you're right.
813.
Five,
What the
no,
hell
it's
happened with
5-1. Where are
that?
you saying 813? I see 5-1 2023.
Look up by the middle. Says value 663, 336, and then last year 813, up more, right there. One of those
That's just
numbers.
that's just the evaluation increasing. So last year in July of 2022, you have the valuation was 840, and since then it took like a 200K
Drop.
dive.
Right.
Ugh, that's a fucking gut check.
But the inside looks good.
Turnkey. We could probably rent it out to all the people that go to Stagecoach and Coachella or whatever that one time a year.
Kept calling that shit Chichella.
All right, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. Everybody got the address, right? Oh, Christine, you don't have a login. Let me give you a free link. Let me give you a link for a free 7 days.
It's been sitting for 69 days, and he says, I think the bank will accept 650.
Seems like that's still high.
Like I said, if you want, I can give you his info. You can talk to him about it.
I mean, it is turnkey. So let me try PropStream first and see what PropStream does for me, right?
I'll just text you his contact. Jesse's cool.
So it's a 4-4, correct?
Yep.
And my guy Will said 6 months, 3 to 6 months.
Yeah, depending on how far you want, if you feel like you can get a solid number, I would say like you can get at least 10 comps. You should be able to get a fair range of value in there.
What I like that you did was did the most recent day and worked your way down to kind of look at a trend.
Yes,
right?
the most recent comp is always going to be the best indicator of value. What happened? I mean, if we go back to, July a year ago, everything was really, shit was really starting to hit the fan. You started to see people, what prices fall. You go a year before that, that price, excuse me, that house that we were just talking about, 7411, during the peak in 2021 was at 813,000. So you're seeing that market correction. I guarantee you could see that across the market and properties in Palm Springs over the last year and a half.
Okay. Guys, I have my ARV that I think this
Okay.
property's worth.
Do we type it in first or what?
Everybody's typing your number. I'm going to type in my number as well. And then Will, do not look at the chat.
Yeah, I don't
no.
have the chat open. You said
Perfect.
this was
Do
in
not-
Palm Springs. What
Okay, so we're gonna
Palm
play-
Springs, that's Imperial,
Palm Springs is, I believe, Riverside County.
Riverside, yeah. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Here, the address here. Here, I'll text you let me text you the address so you don't look at the chat. Yeah, man, PropStream.
Yeah, I might be doing that. Because this Parcel Quest, what I use, this thing is it's $200 a month just to look for tax records. And if I can get all of that to West and
Dude, if you need,
it gets all the parcel and all the MLS stuff, I don't why pay for both?
Right. If you need, I know the guys over there, so I can get you in touch with them and they can give you a full-on presentation. And then from there, you'll decide. Time's up. From there, you'll decide what you can use it for. Guys, we got who do we have on here? All right, Nikia did his ARV. He even did a maximum allowable offer. Christine's not in here. Yo, what's going on with the participation, the participation, guys?
Participation.
Thank you. I got coffee myself. I don't have a number for Alex. I don't have a number from Gilbert. I don't have a number from Jesus, Gadio, Riley, Marcos, Nate. Guys. Okay, I got one from Ed.
655. My computer's being slow.
All right, guys.
700K.
Let me know. Stop speaking. Hold on. No pricing. 4-4. Fucking comps are weird here. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with my
Yeah, you
numbers.
find
Comps are
yeah.
fucking weird though. These are weird ass fucking comps. Okay. Will, did you get your comp?
Yeah, so
Okay.
I'm looking,
Okay, so
I'm looking
I
at
got,
a number here.
that's fine. Alex, Manny, still waiting for your number.
Dang, it's kind of
Marcos.
close to Joshua Tree.
Yeah, well, it's Palm Springs. Guys, I hope we're not on this class for no reason. I mean, the whole purpose of this is to figure out what the evaluation of the properties are, to figure out what our numbers are. Oh, I sent this direct message to Christine. Are you working on it?
Yeah.
All right, come on. Who else we need? We need. Okay, so Manny's not on. He's just on his phone listening. Okay. Gilbert, where you at, bro? Oh, you're on here. Okay, so Gilbert's already on here. Manny can't. Riley's got her number. Where's Alex? Alex, come on, bro. No pressure. Hurry. Nate. All right, we got Nate. All right, you know what? We're just gonna go. And drum roll, please. Will, what'd you get?
So for my range of value, I got between 725 and 970, but
Damn.
realistically, I wanted to preface that with I would probably not use this 725, even though a lot of lenders like appraisers to use for sold comps. I would say this is between 835 and 970, and say.
So you're
let's give
telling me, hold on,
everyone-
pause.
Go ahead.
You're telling me right now, if I were to go and
We
buy
get it
this
for
property,
650.
we
650,
give
you
it,
said.
let's say we get it for 650 and as is condition, we could turn around and
See
sell
your
it for
email.
800,000.
We don't see your prop strip. We see your email.
Let me look at this. So 7.4. I think
So I was probably the closest then, right?
So this one's a little okay. So this one.
Hold on, what do we have in the chats?
Wait, what did you say? Hold on.
I
Saying you're
did.
close?
I
Okay,
did.
so this one
I think I
isn't-
was the
okay. I thought
closest.
this
I
one
was
was a
6.
full remodel as well. Sorry, I was looking at full remodels.
762. Yeah, but no, that's if it is a full remodel, that's fine. For 650, we could drop 100K. Shit.
So your AR. So let's go. Hold on. I'll give you a quick number here.
This is some good shit.
Times point. Let's go.
Okay, hold on. You know, while you're doing that, let me pull up my handy dandy hard money calculator. And let's make an offer, Nakia. Nakia,
so.
hey, Will, I'm gonna need you to make sure. Matter of fact, if this works out, Will, I'm gonna give you money for just running the comps for me and being lifetime. So
I'd
So he-
appreciate that, bro. Yeah, no, you might have a sweet deal, and I'll show you my Parcel Quest comps here really quick. I can share my screen here, and I'm looking. So let's go. Give me 1 second here. 835.
Yeah, this works a lot better in California than it did in Florida. Realtor hated us.
what's going on though? Hold on. Okay, wait. So 650. What did we have ARV at? Give me a real number.
Well, at least he's saying at least 700, 750.
Oh, your ARV is going to be at least 800.
Damn.
But look at, we're
Because
still
I'm
negative.
looking- So if you guys can, we have 74179 Anastasia Lane. Sold. It's a 3-3, a little bit bigger, same size lot. Slightly newer build. Doesn't have that. It's not going to be that big of a difference. That one is a full remodel, sold for 970.
Damn.
You have another one right across the street, 74128 Academy Lane East. So it's on the same street. This one has an updated pool. It has, because this one, from what I can tell from the Redfin photos of the property you guys are considering, that just looks like just a standard pool. So there might be an appraiser would probably adjust for
What would that adjustment look like?
and Palm Springs, that could be like a $30,000-$40,000 adjustment. So you might be, so I'm not sure if, I mean, it would be in your, I mean, I really have to sit down and go through the numbers and figure out.
You think
If adding, well, if remodeling the pool while you're at it is worth it.
Mhm.
You know, getting in contact with good contractors is getting them to do quality work. I think now is a little bit
Average
easier.
closing time.
Yeah, and it's kind of,
tell him that 650 is too high. We would need it at 625. I think we can get it done for that. Hold on, see, even if we sold it at, so
Well,
look at this.
I gave you his number. Call him.
I mean,
Look on the
I
phone.
think. All right, you want me to dial?
That's what we're here to do. What the
All
hell?
right, all right, yes,
yeah,
sir.
What do you
yeah,
mean?
very,
Let's do
very
it.
conservative. ARV is you're looking at 890.
Conservative 890.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
let's
you're
go.
looking. I just did. So I think. Yeah, I would go.
I mean, if this worked out with an 80K rehab to get it updated, right? And we bought it for 625, okay? Origination fees, closing costs, cost to carry 5 months, repairs 80,000. Looking at all in 180K with an 85K profit. What up, Gilbert? You want this? Gilbert's wanting to flip some houses, right? Gilbert, you in? I lose you? I lost you, didn't I? All right, probably stepped away. But we got an 85K profit if we're able to sell it for conservatively. So.
And I think, and depending on how long your rehab takes, you know, there's right now we're at the tail end of the selling season, so there's naturally
Gonna be a decline coming into
naturally
like.
going to be a little bit, you know, a little bit of a decline as towards the end of summer. If you list this,
Pause. What about your
probably,
builds?
you know, April, you know, March, April, May of next year. You're looking, you could maybe even get more than 970, who knows, depending on what your budget is and what the market looks like.
All right, let's call him up real quick, see if we can get him on the phone. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Everybody mute.
Hello, this is Jesse.
Jesse, how are you? It's Dante. I got your info from Porter.
From where, I'm sorry?
I got your info from Porter, Senator Porter. He said you were talking to him about Academy
Nakia?
Lane. Yes.
Okay, awesome. How can I help you?
Well, so he was telling me about Academy, and I'm looking at closing on a project that I have now and looking to pick up another one. But he did mention it was an REO. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. I mean, what do we got to do to get this thing done, man?
I'd say start with, looking at the property, touring, and seeing what you think about it. Run your numbers and see what makes sense to you.
Okay. I guess if I were to make a number, if I were to run the numbers and get it based off what needs to be done, what are the chances of me getting accepted 625?
We could shoot for it. We've had some offers come in a little bit lower than that have just been rejected. I think personally they'd probably want to be somewhere closer to like 650, 640. Be taken seriously. But I don't mind submitting 625 and see what they say.
Okay. All right. So what's an email to reach out to? Because I'm probably gonna partner up with Nakia on that one. So I might have him just submit all this stuff over. He's got your info then, right?
Yeah, he
Okay.
should have it. I can text you this at this number too if
Now-
that works.
Now, let's say they do reject it. What do? We just come back with another offer, or is it just kind of like we're stuck now? Like what?
It's tough to say. The other ones didn't even get a counter or a response because they were lower, but I think there's a good chance you might get a counter at 625.
Okay. All right. Well, let's try to do it and see if we can go from there. I appreciate that, Jesse.
Okay. Do you
All
want
right.
me to get my info or?
Yeah, if you want to shoot me a text and just shoot me your email, and then I can have Nakia and I will go over, submitting all the documents and whatnot.
Okay, sounds good. I'll text you right
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much. Bye. All right. We're going to submit. Nakia, you heard that?
Yeah, I'm on mute. Yeah, I heard it. Nah,
We're gonna
Jesse's
send-
cool. Jesse's cool, man. I'm telling you, this
So,
would be a way to get some properties.
okay. So, all right, Alex, you're the guy who does construction, correct?
You might be
Alex?
on mute.
Yeah, you might be on mute. So Alex, where you at, bro? Need you there. Answer. All right. I mean, guys, shit, it really doesn't need fucking I mean, I could leave the wood the way it is and just
you
paint
could
the inside.
literally lipstick on a pig. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
It's,
overdoing it.
Yeah, he
I'm
said
overdoing it with you.
It said it'll close in standard 30 days usually.
Here's my concern though. Okay, so when I look at prop stream, you see this? I kind of go based off this sometimes, but is that maybe for this house?
So, well, let's look at, do you mind if I share screen again?
Sure.
So let me go here. Their screen. So here, we have comps. Very close, same street. Or within walking distance of the subject property. This one is the full remodel, so I can show you.
But that's got the updated pool too, right?
Yeah, so this one, yeah, so why I was saying 890 conservative is this is a update, this is full update everything. This 970, I was
It's also
looking
a 2014 build.
a little bit newer, but it has a view of the mountains where I don't think the subject property does.
Right.
A view is it is a hefty adjustment.
Okay, good to know.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's snow-capped mountains, views of the ocean, people pay surprisingly a lot of money for it. So we also have this 895, so I was saying 890 conservative. This has the higher end pool, fully remodeled. You guys have that less, the slightly inferior pool. Maybe, if the market, hey, stays flat for the next year, through next buying season, which would be pretty crazy. Maybe you get 870 for, might be a number, but that's. And this 835, it needed, it's kind of similar to the subject property, needs a little bit of work. And then this property needed, quite a bit of work. So, I mean, these did, they've all sold recently. So they're all good indicators of value. So I would just look at, and what I did just very, very simply, I only considered the top 3 comps. And we weight each sale. So maybe, maybe my Academy Lane is my best indicator of value. And normally I would, if it was, a true appraisal report, I would give 80% of my weighted value to Academy. But just for time's sake, I just did 33% on all 3 of these numbers. And you got 890. I don't recommend doing that normally. Because or else, what do you need an appraiser for if you're, you're just gonna add up numbers and take medians? And so it's knowing, so without going through this, yeah, maybe Academy, I would give, of this, say the adjusted value is, 900,000. Is the adjusted value, it'd be a little bit more.
Okay.
But that's 70% value, maybe 20% comes from Anastasia and 10 comes from here. So it could be, I'm not saying 100% it's 890, but it's definitely, I'll bet you my dog's is north of 850.
Right.
So, what happens in the market going forward, who knows? I'd be very surprised if it's, flat this time next year. So depending on, if you guys have a solid ARV or budget of what you guys want to spend, that, you're not going to go over that. You're looking at, maybe close to 900,
What can
Maybe
we
it gets
see
really hot.
can we see what's currently listed? Because I gotta go based off red flags, right? So like one red
Yeah.
flags is this is actually listed on market, but as an REO, right?
Okay.
So, why? Why hasn't it sold? What's wrong with it?
How long has
Is the
it been on the
question.
market?
69 days.
Magic number.
Yeah, that is a little bit, and has he said he's gotten calls on it before?
Yeah,
And people.
And they
backed
turned it
off?
down. Yeah.
well, they
So
try
yeah,
to,
there could be, so you really,
he
so
said
yeah, you
they,
probably really want to go out and look at the property then. There could be like foundational issues.
well,
You
he
know,
said that
I'm
they,
not an inspector, so,
he said
um,
he said they offered less than, the 625. So the bank just turned down the offer and didn't even,
He
like,
said they didn't even get a response. He said they didn't
Okay.
even get a response, that this, we might actually get a counter.
yeah, because they were so low.
okay. Here. So let me, sorry, I'm just grabbing the,
I'm just, so how, okay, so let's say we copy the comp of
yeah,
of the
so,
one. If we looked at, let me see the pictures of that one.
so what was it, 7-4, oh shit.
Oh,
So 7480 was our, so this is like a lower end. This was the one that sold for 830. Has a, you know, it's updated, maybe, you know, could use some work depending on who, but you could easily just turnkey that to somebody. Sorry, I have my bar here, my Zoom bar, kind of blocking my tabs. So this is what we have. This is our subject. You can tell it needs work. So this one, this is our high end. This is the one with the mountains I was talking about. You can see it has, you know, nice pool. Open it, you know, some outdoor living areas. And then you can see from the photos, fully updated, pretty much. Looks like it's AI generated. All these photos, yeah, that looks weird. But you can see it's fully updated. So I don't know, you know, what the budget looks like. You know, if you can get it to there, but this is the other one that sold for 890. You can see, you know, pool, but no view.
Yeah, I
But
think that
still
was
very,
895,
very
right?
high-end appliances. You know, really the only thing I'm noticing that sticks out to me between this and your guys' property that you're considering is the condition, which you know, could add, say if you guys got it looking up to you know, somewhat similar to the condition of these photos I'm kind of going through right now, or that last one. You know, it would probably add $40,000 onto the value. You know, updates, kitchens, bathrooms.
I think maybe like just paint it, because it looks like the paint is
They
just
paint
kind
it, but
of,
honestly, as an
No, because look at
appraiser,
that, look at that kitchen on this one though, because this kitchen is like, what is it, marble?
yeah, so
Or is that
you can
granite?
see this. So I mean, this is a very nice high-end kitchen.
And they got staging, that staging adds to it too, with the new fixtures.
I mean, it helps. I mean, but see, if we pull this here, let's look at this other kitchen.
yeah, but
Maybe it
this
wasn't as high end. You're still probably gonna get about the same
the
value from
same.
appraisers. Some
Yeah.
appraisers might value you know, appliances differently. It depends on how much work they're willing to put in. You know,
Plus,
we're having this
plus
conversation. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
this one has the hardwood floors in the house we're looking at. These floors are good. They're like, what is
Yeah,
that, like,
so yeah, and maybe, yeah, in your subject property, you're just updating, you know, you're painting the cabinetry, depending if it's good or not. You know, if it looks like the photos, maybe you change the countertops, new appliances, and then you add walk-in showers with new vanities. Other
looks
than
like
that, I
the-
think other than that, you're looking, you might be just, spending money just to spend it.
Yeah, I think I agree with you.
The bang for your buck is gonna come from the remodels spent in your kitchen and bathroom. But you just want it to be on par with everything else in your neighborhood, or, what are the other comparables? As long as, you don't want to be the nicest house in the neighborhood. You would actually be you'd rather have the worst house in the best neighborhood, because your value is naturally going to be dragged up by those superior homes, opposed to if you have the nicest home in an area where there aren't that many homes similar to you, you're not going to get the value back for what you spend. So if here in Palm Springs, in this market, there's only 5 bedrooms, in every house, don't think putting 8 bedrooms in a house is going to get you more money. So it's understanding the market. There's something called over adjusting. And that's, something everybody needs to, appraisers need to account for, and investors as well, as, over improving to a point. So, but anytime I give advice to people, I say, as long as your kitchen and your bathrooms are on par with everybody else in your neighborhood, then, you're going to get your money back.
How much? So this one is a 5.5 for the 895, and then the other
Mhm.
one is
And what's our
3
subject property?
4.4.
4.4. So typically, appraisers will adjust the range of of the value of a bedroom or bathroom on a home like this is going to be between $10,000 and $15,000 per room.
Okay.
Like I said, to a point, so don't just go build 8 bedrooms in a market that only recognizes 5 bedrooms, or up to 5 or 6. So, so I think a good rule of thumb, say,
Is there a
hey,
price? Is there a
yeah,
price
I would
like
go
that for
with like
bathrooms too?
15,000. Yeah, I would go 15,000 for bed and bathroom count. Let me see if I can.
Because this
Bring
other
it-
one is 835 for a 3-bed 2.5. So you're saying add 15 to that, so you should get maybe 840 to 850 for the price.
Yeah, let me see if I have, can you guys still see my screen here?
Yeah, let me see.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, sorry, I brought up an old report I did here. Yeah, so this was typically bedrooms, and this is, granted, this is here in Mission Gorge in San Diego. The price of a room and, bedroom is about 20,000. So, the reason why I took away 20,000 from this sale is because it's a 3-bedroom, and I'm trying to make it like the subject. So to make it like it, I had to take away 20,000. Does that make sense to everybody? And so if it was inferior, if we're looking at a 3-bedroom and our subject's a 4-bedroom, everything's exactly the same. Well, you have paired sales analysis, and then, whatever that difference is the value of the bedroom. Typically, what I do, because that very rarely happens, is I'll take a data set in that market. I'll take the first 10 or 15 median sales with that adjustment, and then I'll find, whatever that median is, and then that's my adjustment. And so there's no way, so that's where you see, a little variance between appraisal reports, is because there's no true guidance or really standard on like how many you're supposed to use, because there's, the market's never perfect. So Going back, I would say a general rule of thumb, if the property is less than $1 million, if it's less than 500,000, I would go maybe 10,000 for bedroom and bathroom. If it's between a 500 and $1 million, maybe 15 to 20. And then once you get above $1 million, it's about between $20,000 and up, per bedroom, bathroom, depending on, the size of the property. Like I've done properties, one a few weeks ago where the value was, I think 18 million, I think 18.4 was my appraised value. What's $25,000 on, 18 million? It's nothing. So I think I was adjusting like 500,000 for like bedroom and bathrooms in that property. So scaling, you can kind of scale it to what makes sense for what you're working with. And, I put my phone number in the chat. If you guys ever have any questions, just, give me a call or text. I'm happy to help.
Hey, I got a question. So we take
Yes,
the
sir.
purchase price of the 835 and divide it by the square foot. Is that a way to do it on the fly as well?
Just what price per square foot?
Right.
I mean, I don't, it's more of a realtor thing. As an appraiser, I wouldn't really say I'm not saying it's not important,
Mhm.
but it's way down on the list of, importance.
Okay.
It's something, yeah, you can consider, but it's just, it's,
No
I
problem.
would just take it with a grain of salt, basically.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
Um,
I'll just ask.
It could be true. Sometimes it's not.
Okay.
So yeah, I would just say take it with a grain of salt.
All right. No problem.
I just hit up Strom too, so we're gonna try to see if we get that hard money going, and then if we want to just go ahead and submit that offer, Nakia.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, that's 2 offers I've submitted today. You
Are
need
you
his
gonna
email or
write up
you already
the
got it?
offer on the Zoom or no?
No. We're gonna do that on the backside. We'll go over. You know what? I'm gonna do a separate Zoom for that. Really, I just wanted to focus on comping and how to properly get an evaluation. Would you guys say that your knowledge for this is slightly better now?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yeah,
A little bit.
me too.
I need to watch the Zoom again because I wasn't logged in to things.
Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free.
Feel free to
I'm
reach out.
happy
Yeah.
to sit down one-on-one, go over a Zoom. Yeah,
Mhm.
I know I kind of went a little fast, and I didn't want to get too much into the weeds, but it's kind of hard to explain appraising without getting into the weeds.
Yeah.
And you kind of gotta like just ask questions, and it's it's a cliche answer, but every assignment's different. So anytime you have a question, just feel free to reach out.
Man,
Right.
thank you. Will, appreciate you,
Yes,
sir.